Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. This is not financial advice. I tell you about your other miss, baby, because it's about to get hot in the kitchen. I wanted to give a shout out to everybody who been catching all of the trade alerts. We just knocked it out of the park with Grab Stock. We knocked it out of the park with Opendoor. We knocked it out of the park with Robinhood. We knocked it out of the park with AMD. That one was a tricky one, but it went down, came right back up. We knocked it out of the park with SPY one time, SPY again, and then one time we lost a little bit with SPY. But as a whole, we won about 9 of the last 11, deep in profit. If you want to get my trades, the link is going to be in the top of the description. Family, let's get to the money. I want to put some other stocks. This is another one that we knocked it out of the park on, and it's ticker symbol UBER. This is Uber. But before you do anything, remember, investing carries risk. You have the risk of losing money if you don't know what you're doing. So make sure that you lock in with the right people. Talk to a licensed financial advisor in your specific area. Uber is currently $94. However, we didn't want to get it up here. We wanted to get it closer to the $90 level. Why? Because on a monthly time frame, when you zoom out just a little bit and you look at the chart, you can see that it hits about the $90 level, if not even the 91. We got in like a sniper and then got out in profit, but now we looking to run the rinse and repeat. I'm so happy to see everybody getting paid. If you made money with any of these stocks or any stocks at all, let me know in the chat and in the comments what you made money with, family, because there's so much more to make and a lot of people don't even know what to look for. So with Uber, over the long term, this is easily an over $100 stock. And while it's waiting to get up to where it can go, even to the 110s, we are going to get money on it. When it comes down, ride the wave up. We still waiting for it to break into the 100s because there's a lot of sellers up there. But once we break in and we nice and clear, you're going to start to see more people be interested in the stock of Uber. Understand this. People was betting Uber out time and time again. But behind closed doors, things that were going on were discussions about how the automated riding, the self-driving cars, the robo-taxi network, everything that they're calling it, they were supposed to put Lyft, Uber, and any kind of ride-sharing app out of business. But in actuality, the Ubers, the Lyfts of the world, they actually have the network that the ride-sharing companies need, that Tesla needs, that Waymo needs, that all of the other ride-sharing companies that are going to have these automated cars driving people around. Nobody got those apps, but they got Lyft or Uber. So therefore, these companies are the ones that are actually partnering with your Waymos, with your Teslas, or we might see them partner with Tesla and expand the app rather than destroy it. So in the meantime, we making money on this one. Now, the next one, a lot of y'all like this one because of the interest rate and Fed rate cuts that we've been getting lately. And this is Opendoor. This is a crowd favorite. Opendoor is currently $9.97. We were getting in this one really low, rolled it up past the $10, got in, got up, got out, and now we looking to play it back again. I like this one in the $8 range, particularly like the $8.50 range. This is where your institutions have been loading up on Opendoor. Opendoor is supposed to benefit fundamentally and technically from everything going on, like I said, with the Fed. Once you start to see more people start to buy more houses, and believe it or not, the purchasing of new houses and even the seeking of a new house to buy is actually up about 50% in the last week, meaning people are rushing over to look for new houses and rushing to look for refinancing opportunities if they already had a home to get the interest rates lower. And this is going to directly benefit a company like Opendoor, which deals in the real estate sector. Here's one that I've been talking about ever since we seen cryptocurrency really waking up. And this isn't a crypto play, but this is something that people are interested in, and it's RGTI. Why am I bringing this up in relation to crypto? Because this is a quantum computing stock. Quantum computing seems like the only thing that crypto has to overcome and combat so that the quantum computers that these kind of companies are making don't crack the code on cryptocurrency, or they will call it cryptography. When you understand quantum computing, which you could do your research on, and I encourage you to, understand everything that you invested into very thoroughly. I often say, this is not financial advice. I tell you about your other miss, baby, because it's about to get hot in the kitchen. Don't invest in companies you don't understand and don't believe in, because if they dip, you're not going to buy the dip. And then you're going to sell low and be right back here crying to me. And I'm not having that. Why do I say that? Because this is a stock that's $24 now. Quantum computing is ramping up. But this stock, if you didn't know, I want you to go and check. It was $9. it dropped down to about 40 cents. And now it's all the way up to $24. Family, this is insane. And in a short amount of time, it did this as well. Where do we like this one? We like this one when it's dipping down, when we see it closer to the $15 level, for it to pop back up to 20. That's an easy play when you know what you're doing with your stop loss as well. However, if she keeps pushing on past your $27 range, and then we see the market close and this thing stay up above that, then we know that she's going to try to push for 30, if not even 40. So this is a small company. The people who don't know how to trade like that, I encourage you to put it on your watch list and watch others, how they're operating with it, so you could understand how things go. One thing that you got to do is you got to understand, you don't always got to just jump into everyone, because some of them are risky. Like this one is a risky one. This is not a play that you would get into. And I often say, just set it and forget it. You wouldn't get in and set it and forget it on this. You would get in and then watch it like a hawk. That's how you play this one. Another one that you have to watch like a hawk too, but it already came down. The winners loaded up on it and letting it run again. This one's trying to push back up to your 185s, and it's Palantir. It's currently 176. It's breaking past resistances. It's closing out higher. We like to see that. So when we see it come back down to your 174s, your 175s, then we looking to play it to about 180. I would look at the options contracts and I would be looking for them, and I would start all the way out in January 15th, 2027. And if I don't like that one, when I look at it either $1 in the money or $1 out of the money, then I would look, let's give it half a year rather than a whole year going by plus more. I would look at your 2026, like in June. Let's say I don't like those either. I would look closer and I would start far and then start zooming in and seeing the ones that I like. How do I know I like it? I'm looking for the delta on the Greek to be about 65 to about 75, somewhere in that sweet spot where it makes sense to buy it rather than just even buying the stock and not having time decay eating your whole contract up to get that probability. If what I'm saying right here is going over your head, then I encourage you to join KGU so you can learn even as a beginner and watch how we do it in real time. We've been knocking it way out of the park. And like I always say, you got to build your foundation up. I keep seeing myself, and I don't say this to brag, I say this to inspire, getting richer and richer every single time the market is pushing. How is this happening? Because you see me, I'm trading, boom, I'm making money on it. You see me, I'm working, boom, I'm pumping all of the money that I have into assets that keep on paying me. Why? Because I don't only want to be financially free, I want to be financially invincible. You never should feel invincible in life, but you do need to feel like you put something in place that can protect you like a castle, and I'm constantly building my kingdom. And I want you to build your kingdom too. And I want to be there as a person who's helping you build it brick by brick until you see that you are getting as close to invincible as humanly possible. You got to have that. A lot of people, they don't want you to feel strong. They want you to feel weak. They want you to feel not confident. But I want to tell you, when you get to being that person you're supposed to be, you're going to be real confident, but not arrogant. You're going to be just walking with a certain air about you. You know what I'm saying? And I know that it's in you if you ain't even believe it. Let's get on to the next one. I've been putting y'all on this one for a long time, and it's Grab. Take a simple GRAB. We've been looking at it time and time again, even way before it was at $6, and now it's pumping up past the $6 range, and it's currently $6.36. It's been moving up. We've been jumping in this one and out of this one. I still believe that it has the high potential to go towards even approaching your $9 range, even approaching past that. So what we're going to do is we're going to look to get in again and run it up when the price is right. It just got to make sense. So Grab is one that we definitely looking to make more money with. We've been knocking it out of the park. Make sure that you tapped in so you getting in on the live trades and getting the buy alerts, family. I do not want you to miss out on the next ones. We've been knocking it out of the park time and time again. And if you want to get some free stocks, then use the Moomoo link in the top of the description. Join the best investing app that I've seen, giving me the information way before everybody else. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.